Hello and welcome to our course on Access 2013, the latest version of Microsoft's award-winning database software. My name is Toby and I'm your instructor on this course. In this first section, I'd like to first of all talk about who this course is aimed at. Now, I'd like to think that anybody who is going to be using Access 2013 would get a lot out of this course, but I'm specifically looking at three types of user. First of all, users who are completely new to Access. In fact, users who may well be completely new to databases and database technology. I will be assuming that you've got a good grasp of the use of Windows-based software, so I won't be talking about things like how to use the mouse or how to use the scroll buttons or anything like that, but I won't be making assumptions about any knowledge of databases. So that's really my first group, the complete beginner, somebody who wants to start developing databases from scratch using Access 2013. The second group of users are the users who've used much older versions of Microsoft Access, say Access 2000 or Access 2003. For them, the changes in the recent versions, such as the introduction of the ribbon interface, are really quite major changes, and if your experience of Access is with one of the older versions, then there'll be a lot to learn, both in terms of the ribbon and those other kinds of change, but also the major changes in Access 2013 itself. Now, I do appreciate that anybody who's used Access before may well have a reasonably strong knowledge of databases and database technology, but I will try to indicate as we go along any sections that I think you may only need to look at briefly or maybe even skip over. Although I should warn you that in some cases some of the underlying database concepts and tools have changed as well, so you've got to be a little bit careful that you don't skip over something that has changed in recent times. The third group are those who have used a recent version of Access, such as Access 2010. For you, the changes in Access 2013 are really quite major. You certainly have the advantage of having seen the ribbon interface before, although there are one or two very significant changes there. But the introduction in particular of web apps is really going to be a major change for you in Access 2013. So perhaps more than any other component of Microsoft Office, experienced users of Access are really in for a bit of a surprise in this latest version. Now, the next thing I'd like to just briefly talk about is coverage and content. Access is a very big product now. There is a lot to learn, but I'm going to try to make the course cover as broad a range of Access as possible without sacrificing depth. So wherever possible, we're going to go into quite a bit of detail as well. Now, with such a big product, this is actually quite difficult to do. Now, throughout the course, I am going to set you some examples and exercises to do, and I suggest that if you possibly can make the time, you try to do as many of those as possible, because with so much to learn, it really is important that you practice as we go along. Having said that I'm going to cover a lot of Access, I am basically going to omit programming. So this course does not specifically cover VBA, although I will point out in various places the significance of VBA programming, coding, and where it would help you, the sort of things you could do. And then if you choose subsequently to learn VBA, hopefully you'll have a good idea of how it fits into the use of Access 2013. However, I should point out to you one important thing, and this is one of the areas of Microsoft Office that is actually quite confusing, and that is that in Access, VBA and macros are different things. They're actually different languages, if you like, and we will be looking a little at macros. One of the major new features of Office 2013 in general and Access 2013 in particular is the use of touch. And once again, I'm going to draw a distinction on this course. I'm going to assume that whichever touch device you're going to use, whether it's a PC with touch or a tablet, that basically you know how to